I'm the computer man. I'm the Macintosh man with the virus scan. Moving your files all across the land. Some Photoshop filters in After Dark. Get your Microsoft Office, express your quark. Millions of colors with a VRAM chip. How about a system crash that'll make you flip? I'm the computer man. I'm saying Windows 95 is plug and pray. If it's fonts you want, you gotta go to Macway. Log right on as my personal guest. You'll have Macintosh software on your desk. Send me an email with your request. If it's hardware you want, baby, I'm the best. I'm the computer.
Good evening, K-Squid listeners. Good evening, Santa Cruz, Monterey, Central Coast, and beyond. My name is Luigi Oppido, owner-operator of Pleasure Point Computers, right by the beach here in beautiful Santa Cruz, California. And for the next hour, I'm your tour guide here into a world of wonder, magic, information, and a little bit of frustration. A little bit. Yeah, we're going to talk about the internet and the world of computing. I am your computer man. Welcome to one of the most helpful, friendly tech counters you have ever visited. And I'd like to welcome you to a live edition tonight. Of course, every night's live, but tonight's a little special night because, you know, everyone's doing certain things and everyone's with family and stuff. But we came down to the studio tonight and we're doing a live show here at KSQD Santa Cruz, K-Squid 90.7 FM, also online at 89.5 and 89.7, and also ksqd.org, as well as our amazing app, both in the Google Play Store and Apple App Store. Very cool, very cool. Then Howard's out of here. See you later, my friend. And welcome to the show tonight. We got a lot of cool stuff going on, a lot of current events. Of course, a lot of scams. Of course, we're going to talk about that as well. But a lot of things going on. I want to share with you some freebies, some cool stuff. What are we doing with AI? A couple other things that are going to go on, and we're going to kind of go all over the place, as well as a number of email questions. My email packet is like over 20 pages now. So I've been getting to emails and stuff, been getting back to you. I write to you as often as I can. If you miss me, sometimes I can't get to... sometimes, I get to the KSQD email quite often, but not often as I should. Sometimes my main email, Luigi@pleasurepointcomputers, my business.com, might be a quicker way to get to me if you want to get to me, if you have any questions. I'm always here for you, though, and I just want to throw that out. That I just love the emails and love the love, and a lot of holiday wishes this year, and just thank you all for reaching out. It's been awesome. If at any point you say to yourself, wow, this guy's talking a little bit quick, how are we supposed to get all these steps down? Well, usually I say we have a 2-week audio archive on our website, which we do. You can click on the listening tab, and under there's a 2-week audio archive, which shows all of our shows, all the amazing shows that KSQD has to offer, which is, again, such an array of difference and different music and opinions and thoughts, and it's a great place, and you can listen to it all through our audio archive, as well as Pleasure Point Computers is now an official podcast. Did you hear that? Oh, if you go to Apple Podcasts, we're going to start spreading it out to all the other different services. But right now, Apple Podcasts, if you search for The Computer Man, there I am. And we've got 3 shows up right now. What's cool about that is that you can fast forward, rewind, and save them, download them to your phone. You can listen to them whenever you want. And if you have something that's really cool, you can mark down the time, jump back onto your podcast app and play it for anybody that you want to listen to, or if there's something you want to kind of get those steps through, you can do it right there from the podcast app, which is awesome. Of course, on the KSQD website, which is really important, if you jump over to there, you can listen to the latest shows. We're going to try to get the podcast up as soon as we can, but usually the KSQD website's always a great place to go. And while you're there, it has our donate button, and that makes us here. That's the reason why we're here. It's for you. And for me to be here for you. So that donate button allows us to happen. So hit that button, make it a monthly thing to let us know what's going on every month. And we sincerely appreciate it. And of course, I sincerely appreciate you. And thank you for letting us be here with you tonight. Okay, well, at any point, if you want to reach out to me after the show, of course, my email, luigi@ksqd.org. It's also my luigi@pleasurepointcomputers.com. That also works as well if you want to email me that. That's my shop email. I get that really quick. The KSQD email also is really good. If you want to give me a call here at the studio tonight, we are live at 831-900-5773. Excuse me. 831-900-5773. It was a delicious cake out on the hallway there, and I had a big piece, and I literally just sat down with a giant piece. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm getting on air in a minute, and I sit down with a giant piece of cake. So, one of those good, that's a really good idea. So we are here, 831-900-5773, but hey, it is the season. And what is this Computer Man Show? If you're finding us out here on Christmas Eve on the night before Present Land, then we are all about updates, new devices, testimonial scams, and of course, our call-ins. What's going on with your bench? What's going on with your machine? What's going on with your thing that should be functioning and it's not? And we're talking all sorts of stuff. I mean, this show in the past 5 years has morphed into crazy different things because of what technology has taken us to, where technology has actually gone, how much of it's in our vehicles now, and everything that we touch, from appliances all the way down. I mean, there's an entire movement right now just to allow tactile knobs on things again. There's actually, people are paying extra to have devices that just have mechanicalness inside them and not digital stuff. Like a simple a washing machine that has the actual old school dial, but it's still a new washing machine, so it doesn't. And there's companies that have literally just stood by so long that and decided and were holding out for the digital stuff for so long that everything has come back around. It's kind of like my parts bin at the shop, where I have so many things that I haven't done because I'm doing other things, that they just get pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and then those things that haven't gone through yet are now vintage and now come back around, and people are wanting them again, so I can pull them back out again, and I just didn't get to them. And so it works out well, but it's not supposed to be doing that way, but that's how it is, just because time and things like that. Anyway, so we are a call-in show again, 831-900-5773. We're here every Tuesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. And our phone number again, 900-5773 in the beautiful 831 area code. Or you can jump online here at On Air at ksqd.org. If you have a question, comment, concern, thought that's going on tonight, you can actually email us here at 831-900-5773. Yeah, so actually someone just emailed us just now. Oh, so cool, Marianne. Thank you so much. That's so awesome. I'm just happy to be here for you. And, there's so many things going on. I want to make sure everyone gets it. So, yeah, sometimes I can make a little recording in my studio and sometimes I can't. So this time I want to come down here and say hi to everybody. So if you, too, would like to email us here on air at ksqd.org, super cool. You can do that. And stoked to be with you. We're getting those through the app as well, through our iOS and through the Android. So let's get into it today. Boom. We've got a lot of scams. I'm going to kind of touch into scams. I'd like to shoot through them as fast because I have a lot of other stuff I want to talk about, but I'm going to get into a couple scams that are happening right now. And they're again, kind of all in the same area, right? They're all that same idea of getting one of those four things: your information, your bank account stuff, your address and contact stuff, or just taking money. Just money. So this one says this card reader's offline. Now, this is a business owner, so it's a little bit different. But at the same time, it all kind of comes down to the same thing, right? Excuse me, that cake was delicious. Just one of my employees, they just called me, said that she was called by a dude. Of course, she doesn't remember the name or who he said he was or any of that, but basically said our card readers showed to be offline on his end. Okay? Said now our card readers aren't the best, and we have many days where they tend to disconnect from the register. Let me just stop right there for a second. This person right now is again, this is a social engineered thing. People don't write this software anymore. They just say what they are, right? Like, hey, your card reader, this is so and so from Payment Solutions, and your card reader is off, and it's off, and we're not getting things on our side. And you go, oh, okay. And you go, well, I actually about maybe 9 months ago, I had one issue with my card reader. Yeah, this must be that. Okay, yeah, that must be it. So, okay, yeah, what do you need? What numbers do you need off the bottom? What can I get? You justify it, because why would someone be calling you and be nefarious about something like this, right? So, so they say, so there's sometimes we have to disconnect it from the register, or won't take a tap or something like that, because sometimes technology doesn't work. And that happens. Technology doesn't work sometimes. But it's not to the point where someone is proactively calling you. This is a little different, right? But it's kind of the same thing. It's where you get the same thing as when you get one of those messages on your screen that you have a virus on your screen, call Microsoft. Or if Microsoft calls you and tells you that you have a virus, and you're like, oh, wow, that's like the best customer service in the world. That's because it's not. It's fake, right? Totally fake. So same kind of thing with this, but it's same ball of wax, but different angle of approach, and you're still trying to dig to the core, but you went through the ocean opposed to going through land. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So our card readers aren't the best. We have many days where they tend to disconnect to the register, won't take a tap, have to restart them, but we're never really contacted our processing company without contacting them first, because that's how it works, right? So this they're being proactive. My employee said they've been particularly finicky since Thursday. It's now Saturday, so I guess she thought that might be legit, and humored the guy for a little bit until he directed her to scan anything and manually input card information he would supply. At that point, she didn't feel comfortable and ended the call. Number he called from brings nothing up on Google. This person's like, well, I'm just wondering if this is a common scam, what the scammer's end goal was here. Like, what was this about? Thank you. And so, okay, so first, obviously, employees should be trained to not take anything over the phone from anybody like that, or to mess with even the card readers. That's something for the manager to handle, something like that, right? Like, even you're like, hey, you have authorization for all this stuff, but if somebody calls and says that they need to do this, that, and the other, just give them my number and have them forward it over to me, or have them call. I will call them back. If it is legit, they'll give you a phone number to call back, and you can call them back and we can take care of it. If it's not legit, they're going to fight you. Oh, well, I really need to talk to it's really important that I talk, really need to talk to somebody that, is there another manager? Is there somebody else we can talk to right now? No, there is not. So, but again, training, if there's ever an issue with the card reader, then tell them like what the process would be, try the unplug, replug thing. And then if it doesn't work, then they call you or send a text message or something that just lets people know if you're really having a problem with it. Also, why are you having such a problem with your card reader? Anyway, so this is just a happenstance that happened, but no, this, again, it's just the same thing, right? Like, it's that movie Hackers. Calling the number. You don't need to write all the specific software to jump through all the firewalls and get all the hop counts and everything and trick this and trick that and get on the server. No, just call the front desk. Have the security guard walk back to the back room and call and read the modem number off the back wall, and you've skipped through everything. You just dial directly in, and like it's that social engineering. That's what it's all about. So that's what this is. Move on, right? Okay. So let's see. I believe my parents fell for a Fire Stick scam. I've heard of this one. This is weird. Basically, like, I'm going to send you a Fire Stick, which is an Amazon device. It's a streaming stick. So if you would like to watch Netflix or YouTube or anything like that on a television, and you don't have a thing that plays that, or your smart TV kind of little, and you want to get something better, you can get like a Roku, or you can get a Fire Stick by Amazon. Roku is by Roku, Fire Stick's by Amazon. You can get an Apple TV. There's a number of ways to inject streaming services into your computer or into your screen or into your television without using a computer or like aircasting and all those different things. But it's a way to basically watch like Netflix on your television set on a non-smart TV, or maybe a smart TV that is that you don't like the smart service of it. Okay, so they said, I believe my parents fell for a Fire Stick scam. My parents have been wanting one of those dodgy TV Fire Sticks for a while, and right, I remember reading this one. Okay, dodgy. These are the ones that have the software that's been rewritten. So Fire Sticks from Amazon are written on a pretty loose Amazon code, and Amazon kind of did that on purpose. So you're like, here's your Fire Stick. Yeah, it writes stuff, but if you want, you can flash it and blank it out. And if you completely blank it out, you can put your own operating system on it. If you put your own operating system on it, then you can maybe have some other services that maybe aren't exactly on the up and up, but might get you some free this and some free that and some, what are you watching here? And, you hear me? So this was like, my parents have wanted one of those dodgy TV Fire Sticks for a while, and they were recommended this guy to buy from a friend's sister's friend or whatever. And it was like $50, $50 flat fee for 14 months. And all they need to do is download this app. Okay. Person has to be paid an Steam gift voucher card, which is a super red flag. Anytime you get asked to be paid in gift cards, you're throwing your money away, right? Or at least like if you're doing it, again, if you're doing something like that and you're like, okay, I am getting something dodgy, something not exactly on the up and up. This is a Fire Stick that's going to be watching a bunch of streaming movies I didn't pay for. And I'm like, well, do I really want to do this? I'm like, well, it's $50. I have to pay in Steam gift cards. Okay, well, I could be possibly getting nothing. And as long as you're like, I most likely will be getting nothing, but there's a possibility. There's a possibility that I might be getting a pretty awesome thing that'll be giving something illegal or whatever, then that's on you. But you've got to sit there and you go, okay, I'm doing something that is not exactly on the up and up that may not come to fruition the way you think it is. Okay, so just throwing that out there, right? Okay, so said the person has to be paid in Steam gift cards. We already said that. Okay, once my parents said this, they said that the option wasn't available anymore, and they need to pay another $50 for an upgraded package. Okay, and then they paid it. Oh man. Okay, now you're at $100. Okay, the man selling them said they needed a VPN to access the account, and it required another $50 from them. And this is this is when they got suspicious. This is when they got suspicious. This is when they got suspicious. Okay. I got a bridge to tell you. I don't know. I mean, I know. Maybe it's just on this side, and I'm reading it. And what's the term? Monday morning quarterbacking or whatever. I'm sitting here reading this, going, "Come on, Steam gift card vouchers, $50." You're like, okay. We need to send something else. Another $50. You're like, okay. I'm like, okay. What else can we come up with? They need to do this. They need to, a VPN. You're like, come on, guys. Okay. So 100% sure this is a scam, but I come here for reassurance, see if you've had the similar experience. I'm like, okay. So again, Steam gift card vouchers. Their messages had a sense of urgency, right? And they need to pay another $50, another $50, another $50. Their money's gone. It's gone. Not going to be getting any product. They're not going to be getting their money back. And it's a lesson because, wow. Okay. That's an unfortunate, dude, I'm telling you, I wish there was a way, the only way that we can even if you educate people, even if you force them, you're like, oh, here's your favorite television show. Boom. Oh, geez, your television's broken. And every channel for the next 30 minutes is just a lesson on scams like this. People are still going to dive into it. Either they get screwed and something inside them lights and then everything's a scam, right? Which I've come across people who are a little burned. Or you have family members that are going, hey, well, actually, there's three ways. There are family members that are going, hey, dude, this is what's going on. Please be careful of it. And that family member goes, okay. Or the family member goes, you don't know what you're talking about. Or, Elvis is writing me and he is up there and I'm paying him $50 a month and he's going to come get me and we're going to go off and ride off in a spaceship together. I don't know. I mean, it's unfortunately. And then, the pig butchering scam, there's so many of these. Someone wants my uncle to wire $70,000 to them. My uncle told me he gets a call yesterday from his fiance's daughter's husband. Okay. Call the guy, Tim. Tim says he's going to wire my uncle $70,000, wants my uncle to wire the money to a title company for Tim to end the daughter's new house. This person's like, my thoughts went to money laundering. My uncle obviously said no, but I'm curious to any opinions of what this was. Don't know any answers to the obvious questions like why my uncle and why not just do it himself? Like what? And so again, when I read something like this, simplest answer, your uncle is not a bank. Why is he an intermediary? What are we doing here? What is it? And again, they get a little outside the computer stuff, but this is again, scammy stuff that could be coming over the internet. It could be coming over your text messages, it could be coming over any of these stuff. Just no. Okay. So, another one, my mom got scammed out of a new job. My mom got a job offer for a company called Zealous Healthcare, fully remote, paying $170,000 a month or $100,000, $1 million a year. Now, $170,000. For the job. She had her interview over text, and was offered a position of executive assistant. Only communicated with her boss over text. They told her she was required to have a space dedicated in her home for office, that she'd be getting a lot of tech and equipment from the company. Then they told her to go out and purchase a particular model of iPad and iPhone. And then they instructed her to ship the iPad and the iPhone to the company. I mean, and then she did it. And you go, and we're reading these. We're all going, oh my gosh. But when you're in it, right? When something is maybe something hasn't been going her way, right? Something hasn't been right. Something that, out of a job for a while and you finally found something. And you're like, dude. And then you might have scraped together the last bit of money you had to buy a stupid iPhone and a stupid iPad. And then you're like, well, the company's got to configure them. And you don't know. You don't know that they can just configure it remotely, that they can send things over to you and make that happen with an account and a password, and all of a sudden, the thing's locked down for them, which would also be kind of scammy. But still, there are ways to do it, but just brutal. Again, you don't interview for a job over text, right? It just, I know we're in the age of text, but right now that's just not happening. That doesn't happen like that. Especially for one that pays so much money. She's not going to get her electronics back. She's not going to get her money back, unfortunately. I assume that she probably gave her personal information as well because it was a job. So, a social security number, bank account details for direct deposit. That could be. So there are other things we need to worry about besides that stupid iPhone, the stupid iPad. Those are gone. Oh, just painful. Okay. Let's get out of these. Okay. 20 minutes of scams. Blah. All right, so we got through that. There's a lot of things going on, everybody. I mean, and right now everyone's freaking out about either their job or freaking out about money or something. In this, it just check. And I'm talking about like take your phone out. You're like, this sounds really good. Just quickly take your phone out, type in whatever you're doing. Right? Job that I just got off, phone number and job offer and company, like, this healthcare company. Does it exist? Does it? Maybe not. Just if you have an amazing tool in your pocket, and 90% of us have them, 85%, I don't know what the actual statistic is, but a lot of us have it, and you can just do a quick search. And if it comes up with nothing, question it a little more. Ask them to call, let me call you back. Let me, tell me more about where your business. What's your address? Look it up on Google. Do a street view. Is it a lot? I mean, is it an actual building? I mean, we have so many tools available to us that a simple Google search can give you a lot of information, and it just takes a second. Don't fall in. We have all these safeguards in place for a reason, and a lot of people will just kind of step over them to get that quick whatever. And right now, there's not a lot of quick whatevers going on. So just be careful, please. Okay, let's see what else we got in our current events. Let me see if I have anything actually in the current events. That was just all scams. Scam. Of course, cyber101.com. Cyber101.com. Free high-quality cyber awareness training. The global threat landscapes, phishing, passwords, multi-factor authentication, malware, ransomware, device security. Check it out, cyber101.com. I really like it. It's a cool place, and they're constantly putting new things on there. I dig that. It's really cool. Also, any of you out there with the touch bar, the Macs with the touch bars, if you have a Mac with a touch bar, I would really, really double check to make sure that your Apple Care and all that stuff is in place, because they're dying. I'm seeing at least one a week, and it's been consistent for over like a month or two. It's bad. So just keep it up. Keep in mind, if you have one of those, that it could be the end all. I have one that looks like it was run over by a car. I think it was actually just stomped on really hard, but it looks really bad. But that's why I use it, because it does look so bad. And I'm curious when it's going to die. But it is also a touch bar, so I'm curious when that's going to happen, and it hasn't yet. So I'll keep you posted on that as well. All right, let's see. So this is some of the older stuff I want to talk about. Okay. Oh, guys, let's see. That's pretty funny. Okay. Another thing I just want to talk about real quick, and if all of you out there are looking at printers, I want to just kind of talk printers real fast, just for a moment. If you're looking at getting a printer, thinking about getting a printer, please do not get an HP printer. This is like a reverse call to action, I guess, because I just don't want you to do it. The HP printers are garbage. It's so bad. In fact, someone sent me this text message that they said, there's been a change in your HP Plus benefit status. And it says, hello, person that sent me this text message, or this message. They said, we want to let you know that unfortunately, as you didn't replace your non-original HP ink cartridge with an HP ink, starting today, you no longer have access to HP Plus benefits for your Desktop 2700 all-in-one printer, which includes print from any device anywhere, automatic printer updates to stay up to date, advanced scanning and time-saving features on the HP app, any remaining time on the extended HP warranty. You now have a standard warranty. So, because they put aftermarket ink in their printer, and the printer said, hey, I see, like what we used to like right when I moved at the beginning of the pandemic, when we moved our shop, Pleasure Point Computers, we moved to Midtown, or whatever it's called now, right in between Morrissey Boulevard and Capitola Road on the ocean side of Soquel Avenue in the old Santa Cruz Kitchen and Bath parking lot. When we moved there, we took over the old Santa Cruz Ink and Toners location, so people were coming to us for ink and toner, and I knew the guy who ran it, Josh, good guy, and I was like, hey, I'll just let me know who your supplier was, and I'll just kind of pick up selling some ink here and there. When people come looking for you, I'll have something for them. And it was like, great. And it worked for like a month. I got stock and everything, and then all of a sudden HP changed their paradigm. Now, I'm not dogging HP just because of this. That was like 4 or 5 years ago, and I'm over it. But HP's done a lot of other things that are really bad. But I had a wall full of HP, printer cartridges, and all of a sudden HP changed their firmware and said no. It was around the same time that HP Smart came out, which was where they were deciding that HP's printers that had been in existence for 15, 20 years needed a firmware update to brick them all, or to at least give features that would kind of make them slow and sluggish and all of a sudden not work as well as they used to, and now all of a sudden you need a new printer. Again, tinfoil hat stuff, it's really what I've been, but in my travels that I see this stuff, I'm like, so your 20-year-old printer all of a sudden just gave up just now. And there was another 20-year-old printer that just gave up. And there was an 18-year-old printer that just gave up last week. And I'm like, it's interesting. It's interesting. Anyway, so again, with this, though, the cartridge stuff, they stopped taking aftermarket cartridges. You could only do an HP branded cartridge. This person put in an aftermarket cartridge in their computer that they didn't have the firmware updated, and it went back onto their account, which they had installed the HP HP Smart with HP Plus is the stuff that they actually send you in the mail. HP Smart is the application that you use to actually install the printer. Anyway, the HP Smart benefit status, because the person didn't change out their aftermarket cartridge to an HP branded cartridge that costs 3 times the cost, they lost their warranty, the extended warranty. They're only back to a standard warranty. They lost some scanning through the app, and also some print any device and some automatic printer updates. Now, a lot of this stuff, you're like, okay, well, I don't really care about 90% of that or 75% of it because there's 4 items. But at the same time, that sucks, and it's just kind of predatoristic, dude. You're a huge company. You can't allow somebody, you got the money for the printer, and that's the thing. The printers were designed to be sold at a loss so they can make their money back on the ink. Now, if you're putting aftermarket cartridges in it, they're not making their money back, blah, blah, blah. So now that's why all these printers are now more expensive. When you go and buy an Epson printer, it's like $329 because you're actually paying for the printer. You're not supplementing the ink later on. So that's where these $99, $69, $89 printers came from, and they were also kind of garbage too. So, someone sent me this also. They said, I told a teenager today that I used to get 10 CDs for a penny in the mail, and I'm not sure if she thinks I'm lying about what a CD was, what a penny is, or what the mail is, or all three. Thank you for that. Okay. Also, I don't know if any of you have a TP-Link anything. TP-Link has never been my choice for stuff. I have given them chances left and right. TP-Link is a networking company that makes like Netgear or Linksys or Cisco. They make routers and switches and network appliances and range extenders and different types of routers and all these different networking things. Nothing in enterprise level, I think, but everything's pretty much like home stuff, like TP-Link home routers and TP-Link home range extenders and access points and stuff. And I have, again, tried to use them. I've had a couple clients who are like, I tried to, we tried to do something on our own. We wanted to get an internet in the back corner. We don't want to call you. So went out and bought this thing. We plugged it in and it's not working. And we don't know what's going on. If you can come out and fix it. So I go out there and try to fix these things. And I pull out this TP-Link extender that's just not doing what it says it's doing. Plenty of signal. It's set up correctly. Firmware's correct. Everything is correct. All the settings are all correct. Everything should be doing exactly what it is. I take my range extender, put it in exactly the same place. It does what it's supposed to do. I unplug that one, put my TP-Link in, reset it back to factory, set it back up again. Nothing. So I just always kind of stuck away. I just never liked TP-Link, didn't like their interfaces, just never really this just wasn't my brand. Now, evidently, the U.S. is weighing a ban on the Chinese-made TP-Link routers, and a huge new multinational whatever thing that's going on here. So investors of Commerce, Defense, and Justice Departments have opened up their own probes into the company, and authorities could ban the sale of TP-Link routers in the next U.S. In the U.S. in the next year. Excuse me. So yeah, it's basically saying that like TP-Link routers had some maybe some malicious code possibly, and I'm like, dude, TP-Link sells like internet providers their equipment. So like when you go, I don't know if I'm actually not sure who has them right now because they keep switching things around, but like let's use Xfinity as an example. I'm not saying they're TP-Link stuff, but if you were to go and get Xfinity Comcast internet service and you want to use it, because you're paying for it, then you need to be given a box, right? Someone gives you a modem, here's your kit, here's your install kit, plugged into the wall, blah, blah, blah. That kit has to come from someplace, and usually it's not from Comcast. They're not engineering this stuff. They go to a networking company to say, hey, we need 300 million of these things so we can give our service out to people. And TP-Link is one of those companies. So this is interesting. I'm curious if they actually find anything. This is just saying that, hey, TP-Link is big. They said that they found something. I don't know if this is like a Trump thing. I don't know. But Taiwan has already has like huge restrictions on stuff on just technology in general from China, and they've already banned TP-Link. I don't know. I'm going to read about it a little bit more. I'm going to find a little bit more, but they're already talking about it. And this was about 4 or 5 days ago I saw this article came out. So it's just a standard. They have they're in Shenzhen, just like a lot of the places are. But it might also just be an aggressive approach to China stuff. I'm not really sure. So I'll look into that a little bit more. But if you have TP-Link stuff, I just don't like how it works. Ask yourself, if you have something that is TP-Link, are you happy with the experience you're having online? If you are, fine. Don't change anything. Don't fix it if it's not broken. But if you are having some things and you look and you go, oh, I do have a TP-Link thing, it might be time to change to something else. Just because your connection is only as good as your weakest link, and man, these packets are fat now. There's a lot of data coming at you quickly. And if you don't have a processor that can handle that, you're going to see it as a chokehold or a choke point, a chokehold of a choke point in your router, and you're going to see it come through as slowness, and you're going to get frustrated, and you don't want that. So, yeah. All right, well, we've reached about the halfway point here of the Computer Man Show on KSQD Santa Cruz, K-Squid 90.7 FM, and online at ksqd.org. We're going to go to a quick little thing here from, there's some good stuff, actually. Looks like we got, that's awesome. We have a whole bunch of things going on here. So we're going to get to it right now, and don't go anywhere. We will literally be right back with Computer Man Show with your host, Luigi Oppido, here on KSQD Santa Cruz, K-Squid 90.7 FM, and online at ksqd.org.
Get K-Squid's new mobile app and never be without your squid. Find out what's playing, browse our podcasts, text us quickly, record a comment, and groove to the tunes. Download the KSQD mobile app for iOS or Android at ksqd.org or in your app store.
Support for KSQD comes from Santa Cruz Gives, a holiday giving campaign for 63 local nonprofits. Learn more at santacruzgives.org. Donations online or by mail through December 31st. Presented by Good Times with support from the Volunteer Center, the Community Foundation of Santa Cruz County, and local sponsors. Thank you, Santa Cruz Gives, for supporting community radio. K-Squid.
My name is Luigi Oppido, owner-operator of Pleasure Point Computers and the host of the Computer Man Show, a one-hour call-in show Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Viruses, slowdowns, scams, and updates. Computers can be a pain, and I'll help you through it.
Send me an email with your request. If it's hardware you want, baby, I'm the best. I'm the computer.
If it has an on switch, we'll probably talk about it on the Computer Man Show Tuesdays at 6 p.m. only on KSQD 90.7 FM Santa Cruz.
Get into a computer. Hi, I'm Bobby Bishop, host of Be in the Night, bringing you the best I can with jazz, love songs, and soul. Join me on Tuesday evenings from 7 to 10 p.m., playing the classics straight ahead and introducing you to the latest artists and composers. That's Tuesday nights from 7 to 10 p.m. right here on listener-supported KSQD 90.7 FM, Santa Cruz.
Yes, even as I have come in to do a live show tonight on this eve of tomorrow, Bobby B with Be in the Night coming up at 7 o'clock also is going to be hosting a live show for all of you lovely people out there to have amazing dinners and time and all sorts of good stuff. So, we got a call calling in too, so caller, we're going to call in with you just in a moment here. If that's still coming, yeah. So we'll do that in just a moment. We'll cut you on the phone here. Yeah, but, so Bobby B in the Night coming up. Don't do anything. Just let it happen. It's coming rolling right through at 7 o'clock, and it'll be fantastic. So we're going to come back here with the Computer Man Show here on KSQD Santa Cruz, K-Squid 90.7 FM, and online at ksqd.org. We've got a caller on the line. Let's see what's going on out in the real world. Hello, you're on with Luigi. How can I help you?
Oh, thank you for taking my call, and happy Christmas Eve.
Yes, happy Christmas Eve to you. Thank you so much for calling.
So I am calling because I think I received a scam from TikTok.
Okay.
And if it is a scam, I thought I would, let you tell listeners to be careful, because they might be getting something like I just got in my messages. This isn't an email. This is a message.
Okay, so it's a text message, or did you get a message inside of TikTok?
A text.
A text message. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it briefly says this. Hello, this is TikTok Recruitment Center. TikTok is one of the most popular short-form video apps with over 2 billion monthly active users, so companies need rich talent pool. We are now hiring 3,000 TikTok backup talent. 1, people with passion and creativity are needed. 2, need responsible employees. yada, yada, yada. And then there's the last one says you get a minimum daily salary of $400, monthly income of $15,000, paid by the day. If you are passionate and innovative, we invite you to join our team. If you are interested, please contact us at WhatsApp, and then there's a phone number. Is this a scam?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, it could be like the one that I kind of talked about earlier, where that one lady was asked to, oh yeah, you're gonna go work from home. Da da da. We got to buy the phone. You got to buy the iPad. And then you send us the iPad, and the iPhone, and we're gonna set them up for you. And then the iPad and the iPhone just disappear. I think it's a lot of people are getting remote things and are wanting remote things, work from home and stuff. And yeah, TikTok. There are no jobs at TikTok, and I believe you'd have to. There's a San Francisco office, maybe, but yeah, are you actively job hunting right now?
No, and I don't use I don't use TikTok, so I don't know how they got my phone number.
Yeah, so it could be anything and everything where your phone number came from, but that's the angle because TikTok's very popular right now, and if you were younger and you were using TikTok and you didn't know better, you'd be like, oh man, I get to work for TikTok. Off I go. And, what do you need? Here's my social. Here's my information. Here's my address. What else you need? We can do direct deposit in my bank account. Let's do it. And that's, I think, that's all it is. But yes, I believe that is absolutely a scam.
Okay. Well, good enough. Thank you, Luigi.
You're welcome. And thank you for the call. And thank you for letting everybody else know.
Bye now.
All right, my friend. Take care. At least the phone line's open for you here at 831-900-5773. Another one that I just received, this was actually a real trip. Okay, this sounds like a story for radio, and I'm just going to tell it because it sounds like a story for radio, but it actually happened, and I know this sounds like a bunch of bull. I know it does, but it actually happened, and it happened today. And it's silly, but it did. So I'm looking through my stuff, and I'm looking through all my email, my texts, and everything. And last week I had a thing where I got, where someone told me about this Fast Track scam, where someone got a text message from Fast Track saying, hey, you put your money on your Fast Track, this, that, and the other. And they're basically saying, hey, the Fast Track does not text. They just don't. And so I had written up this thing about, hey, Fast Track doesn't text. But it was at the end of my stuff last week, and I didn't really get to it. So I was using that as the springboard for the stuff that I was adding to this week, even though I'm not going to be able to get to that because I'm like 2 weeks behind with all the email questions, et cetera, and just adding it to my list, right? As I read that thing from the person saying, hey, the Fast Track thing, I read it, I get a text message on my phone. I'm reading it on a piece of paper. I read that, not out loud, doesn't say the message, don't say the words, nothing like that. I just read it with my eyeballs. I read it, says, this is from Fast Track. I look over to my text message and I receive the scam. Please pay Fast Track lane on December 24, 2024 in order to avoid excessive late fees and potential legal action on the bill. Legal action on the bill. Please pay the fee in time. Thank you for your cooperation and wish you a happy holiday. And it's like the website is like the toll something. The phone number is plus 63968441625. I mean, it's too many phone numbers, to be a phone number. And please reply why, then exit the text message and open it again to activate the link or copy the link to your Safari browser and open it. And because they're saying that, the reason why you can't just click on that link right now is because the phone is physically protecting you from doing that. And this is the way that the scammers are saying, hey, go around that protection that your phone is giving you because you can't accidentally click on that link right now because it's malicious and you didn't ask for that link. You're not texting this person. It's just randomly coming into you. So you can't just accidentally click on it and all of a sudden, do something screwed up. You have to then reply why, which means that you've replied to the text saying, oh, now you know this person because now you're going to start a conversation with it. You then close the text, open it back up, and by closing it and opening it back up, it tells the programming, hey, this is a friendly text message. Any links that are in here, liven up and work. And so now they have told you a tricksy way of allowing you to go around your phone's protection that is stopping you from clicking on something that you shouldn't be clicking on. Isn't that messed up? So I got this thing and my thing said, I got a text from Fast Track this morning telling me to pay my toll at this super sketchy URL. Holiday season reminder, they won't text you. Fast Track does not text you. I reached out to them, they do not text you. And especially won't text you when your wife is the one with the account. Okay, there you go. So this person didn't even have the account. It was on his wife's account. They won't do that. Neither will the post office to text you about a super special package that can't be delivered because they have not verified your address. Neither will a random stranger accidentally text you and then will tell you that they have the wrong person to start up a friendship over a few months that takes advantage of your loneliness. It'll eventually lead them down to tell you about an amazing investment opportunity where you can install an app that then transfer a small amount of money into it, and then you see amazing returns, and you transfer a lot more money into it, and then eventually you'll transfer all your money into it out of your bank account and then find out you've been pig butchered. Right? Scams. Scam. Happy holidays. All right, let's get out of that. One thing you can do, though, is block ads. I love blocking ads. Now, a lot of times, a lot of websites, they need the money, make their money off of ads and stuff. But for YouTube's, nope. So what you can do is there's a quick fix right now for YouTube with uBlock Origin. If you have uBlock Origin on your browser and you go to YouTube and it says explicitly does not want you to work, if you open up the uBlock filters under your app, you can actually go into your extensions, change the options in the extensions. Inside the extensions, there are a number of drop downs. One of the drop downs is called uBlock Filters Quick Fixes. uBlock Filters Quick Fixes. Uncheck that, restart the thing, and all of a sudden, your uBlock Origin will work again. And it'll be blocking ads. Woohoo! That's a good one. All right, so excellent. We talked about Fast Track, didn't we? We didn't talk about iPhones. We're not going to do that. There's this whole thing about Microsoft is saying that Google is making more money off of Windows than Microsoft does. And it's something about generative AI and something else that is using the Bing trailing platform, or the Bing's trailing platform. But it's like some type of adoption with Google, and it's making money off of Windows than Microsoft is actually making. It's kind of weird. But let's see. So we talked about the TP link, everything. We also talked about CDs with that's funny. Okay, and let's see. So we also last week gave a couple free websites out there that are really good for streaming. I kind of want to go over those ones just real quick again. If you missed it last week, retroflix.org, public domain films and cartoons. Crackle.com, selection of movies and TV shows, a couple ads. Tubi, Tubi.tv, Tubi.tv, 20,000 titles across different genres and forms. Popcorn Flicks also has documentaries, all sorts of stuff. There's some ads as well, but no sign up, easy to use. Vudu, VUDU.com. Also has ads, but they're known for the rental service, but they also have a substantial selection of ad-supported free movies. And, of course, any type of YouTube free stuff also. You can also throw that on there as well. YouTube free would also give a lot of free movies that are legit that actually you can get from the... Like, I found there was some movie that I wanted to watch that was offered by the studio for free on YouTube. And like, well, we're not making it on DVDs anymore or whatever, and we're not on streaming services, and so here we're not really going to charge you for it. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll take it. Let's do it. All right, so also before we go to a couple email questions here in the last quarter of the Computer Man Show, battleforthenet.com, net neutrality, everybody. I want you to know what net neutrality is. I want you to hear it. I want you to hear it every single episode because net neutrality is super important. It is very, very important. And why is it important? Because net neutrality allows us to have the internet that we have today. It allows us to do the things that we do on the internet today. It allows us to learn the things that we do on the internet today. And if without that, it would be nickeled and dimed and slowed down, and experiences would fall, and these websites would kind of go away because people wouldn't want to pay the money to have them. We're starting to see just slightly a little bit of it just in the AI stuff. Like when I do a Google search and I get an AI response, that AI response is feeding from a website, right? That website is no longer getting a click from me going to the website to find the information because I'm reading it off of AI right in the Google search. So that website is now making less money off of me doing the same search I would have normally done because the generative AI is taking that information that's already been supplemented from the website and producing its own results, rather than the Google search giving me a search of websites that would then allow me to go to that website and read about what I want to read about on that website, right? So that's one small subsection of it. But right now, the whole idea of net neutrality is losing that and having these paywalls or having throttled lanes. No one wants that. No one No one wants that. It's we want the internet as is right now. You can go on YouTube without a subscription. As long as you have internet connection of some way, you have to get that somehow. Even if you just have a device and you go down to a Burger King or something and use their free Wi-Fi and you use the free YouTube app that you got from the free Google Play Store from this donated phone that someone gave you, and then you can go onto YouTube and you can go and find that dude that has like 99 piano recital lessons. And you can start on the very one, how to sit in front of the piano, and go all the way up to 99 and learn how to play the piano. What have you paid for? You paid for the electricity, you paid for the phone, right? You paid for the electricity to get to the phone charged and stuff like that, and your time. But for the most part, the internet and all the other things were kind of on the free side without going into super technical things, right? And that type of thing could go away if net neutrality goes away. The amazing information that we have, well, I don't believe you, man, I'm going to do a quick search on that, or if you want to watch sports or something, that's net neutrality. So there are some weird things obviously coming, and we just have to keep our heads about it. We're in California, there's a lot more protections, I believe, but so again, the definition of net neutrality, just because I want everyone to know, it's the principle that access to all websites and web services should be equal, and that anyone can start their own website or service and make it accessible to anyone without internet access, just like any other website or service. It's the idea that I make a website and all of a sudden it becomes super popular and everyone can get to it, no matter where they are in the world, because it's not throttled. It's not behind a paywall. And if I have that website and I start talking smack and make a joke about how Comcast is slow and they're not that great, Comcast or something, and they don't like it, there's nothing they can do to throttle me, right? To slow direct interactions down to my website, or even redirect people away from my website to another website that's competing. Right? That could be done as well with net neutrality in its absence. So net neutrality is very important. If you're listening to this show, it affects you. So I want to make sure you know what it is. And when someone talks about net neutrality, you'll go, oh, battleforthenet.com. Oh, I've heard about that guy talk about it online. And we've all want to know about it because it's really important. Really, really important. And thank you for listening. Okay, let's get into our emails real quick. Let's see. That is a scam. We're not going to talk about scams. Let's get out of that. Okay, so internet download speed. Oh, but we have a phone call. Maybe we get to a phone call. Let's try doing that real quick. I have emails are always for days. These people, I write back to them. If you have an email, Luigi@pleasurepointcomputers.com, and I'll write you back, and then we use them later. I just kind of stack them up. Let's see what's going on out in the real world. Hello, you're on with the computer man. How can I help you?
Oh. Merry Christmas. I heard you've been a good boy this year, Luigi.
Oh, good. I hope so. Santa, is this you?
Yeah. Pardon me?
Is this Santa?
Oh, this is Ray.
Oh, hey, Ray. How you doing?
Good, man.
Good, dude.
I wish you Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Ray. It's great. Always good to hear from you, man. Always good to hear from you.
You too. I haven't talked to you for a while because all my computer stuff seems to be working okay. And,
that's great.
But, it seemed like a good moment to just say you're great, and I'm glad you're there, and I'm leaving Pebble Beach right now, and it's so nice to have that 89.5 down here, nice and clear.
Yeah, 89.5,
Yeah.
broadcasting all the way down to Pebble Beach. That's so cool.
Yep, yeah, strong and clear as could be.
Wow, that is awesome, man. Well,
Even on a little crummy job site radio I have.
that's power radio. So cool. I hope it sticks around forever. Ray, that is so awesome, man. I'm so glad to hear from you. Glad to hear you're safe and sound. You're going to have a great holiday. Doing any plans, anything fun?
No, just probably staying away from my computer as much as possible.
Hey, that sounds like a plan, dude. Awesome. There's going to be all sorts of new electronics. A lot of people are going to be downloading things. Everyone's going to be a little slow out there because we're going to get all new stuff and new frustrations. Just remember to go outside and get new batteries. Just take the trip.
There you go.
Yeah.
That'll charge my batteries going
That's
outside.
Right. That's right. Just get some sunshine, breathe in that ocean air, and be smart around the beaches. Dude, Ray, thank you for the call.
Yeah.
Thank you for the kind wishes. Happy holidays, my friend. Always good to hear from you. I hope to talk to you soon. Not too soon, but soon.
It sounds good, bro. Take care.
All right, you too, my friend. Take care. All right, bye-bye. And that leaves the phone lines open for you in the last couple minutes here of 831-900-5773. No call, too big, too small. Anything we'd like to talk about tonight. We got a few more minutes here on the show, and I would love to hear from you. 831-900-5773. That was my good buddy Ray, always doing good things around the community. Good stuff, man. Great to hear from you. Great to hear from you. All right, so let's see what we got here. Okay, this one was actually kind of interesting. This is an email question someone asked me about their internet speed, but then we started getting into it a little bit. So they said, internet download speeds are dropping sporadically, but I've tried everything. The problem is that randomly throughout the day, the internet's download speeds will go from 1,300 megabits per second, which is super fast. My shop right now has like 300 megabits per second, and that's pretty good. I've been going to people's homes that have like 700 and 800 megabits per second. That's amazing. This person has 1,300 megabits per second and drops it down to anywhere between 1 and 575 megabits per second. Wow, that's terrible. Okay, so that's a big discrepancy. It says it caused disconnects in some applications and severe lag in games. We've tried everything. We've had 4 different technicians come out with from the ISP and a 5th on its way. We don't have any real options to switch providers in our area. We have 2 different desktop computers we're using via Ethernet and just Ring cameras and 2 smart TVs via Wi-Fi, which we hardly ever use. We tried new modems. We tried new routers. We've had the ISP replace the line running to the house, replaced all the Cat6 Ethernet and coax cables. Oh my gosh. That's like rewiring your house. Okay, anyway, so had an electrician come and replace the outlets and verify getting sufficient power. We disconnected the router altogether and just ran Ethernet directly from the modem. Had an ISP verify all the lines and outside the house running correctly, and the technicians don't know what to try anymore. The ISP customer service doesn't have a solution other than send out more technicians. The tenant is an avid gamer and is threatened to move out if the issues aren't resolved. It's been over a month of troubleshooting. What is it? And it's like, well, okay. So I'm curious how the internet is actually getting to the person's device. Have we tried looking at the actual device? Because it sounds like they're doing gaming. They have one device, and that one device is laggy. And it sounds like you've replaced the entire home, right? Like the entire house has been literally replaced with wire. You dug the wires out of the walls, Cat6 out of the wall, Ethernet and coax cables and stuff. Sounds like everything is fine on that side. I would really like to know another device, to be honest. And cable sometimes sucks, depending on what your area is. If you're in some super heavy urban area, or if you're you're really far away from the node, and there's a long stretch of cable and you get great connection. I mean, 1,300 megabits per second is ridiculous. So you must be close to something. But if it's, there could be water in an old line. Even here in Santa Cruz, we get a lot of stuff where the old tip and ring would get wet and it would cause impedance. And then we'd all of a sudden get DSL problems and people would drop offline. And you're like, yep, it's raining. That was literally the reason. If the lines are old. And we've been soaking by the ocean for 100 years, right? For whatever reason. So that could be it. I'd be really, really, really curious. It sounds like after we talk back and forth, it sounds like they're pushing a lot of things through this single connection. But at the same time, their router is kind of weak. When they were talking about the routers and stuff, they have a Netgear CM2000. Oh, that's the modem. I'm sorry. The new routers, they have the Republic of Gamers AX6000. Okay, these Republic of Gamer routers and like routers that are like from these other like gaming type machine. No, get a networking device. Get one that's not from some super fancy thing that has 100 antennas that stick up. Get it from a company that's been making networking devices forever and that knows what they're doing. Get something from Netgear. Get something from, even Linksys is fine. They were fought back and forth between Cisco and themselves. I'm like, I wish they would just call themselves Cisco and be done with it. But Cisco, the name didn't test as well as Linksys or something. So now Linksys is back and they're fine. But Netgear is really good. Of course, if you can, I would go. Ubiquiti right now is my choice. I love Ubiquiti stuff. Their stuff is solid, but it's a little bit more expensive. So the Google Wi-Fi is okay. It's getting to be a little old, so it used to be really good, and now it's starting to show its age. But there are other options, and I just is the Asus router. Someone was saying the Asus router was getting hot. The Asus router is getting hot. If your devices are getting hot, that also could stop you from right in your tracks, right? If things aren't working properly under their on like optimal temperatures, that could be doing as well. Okay. Another person says, we got another about 4 or 5 minutes here. So I'm on Windows trying to reset my computer and wipe all my personal files and gift it to a younger sibling. Every time I try to reset it to factory settings, it gets frozen at 60%. Okay, I get all the way to the end where it says this is the last step. We're setting everything up just to reset your computer, and it gets frozen every time. Okay, so I read you saying that you're resetting back to factory settings. Yeah, so factory settings aren't as cool as they used to be. Factory settings work on a lot of manufacturers, and a lot of manufacturers they don't. Factory settings are what they do from out of the box with all the bloatware that usually comes from the wall, right? Comes from Lenovo, comes from Dell, comes from all this stuff. And a lot of times the bloatware that you're getting is not great. Or it can be re-downloaded from the website if you really need it. So I would just get a flash drive. I go onto Windows, on a computer that works, go to search for the Media Creation Tool, Windows 10, Media Creation Tool, Windows 11. Download the Media Creation Tool, which launches this tiny little program, downloads a very small program, and the program will run on your computer, which will then download the ISO correctly for whatever version you're doing and put it onto a flash drive. You'll then take the flash drive, put it in that computer, and load Windows fresh, and that will work. This, I try it once. If people request it, no problem. A lot of times it doesn't, so we just walk away from it. So, yeah, again, trying to wipe personal files. Yeah, if you're just trying to wipe, just blank it out. It'll get rid of everything. It'll make the computer truly new, truly theirs, and really, truly have nothing of yours. And that's the most important. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's do another one. Can someone explain why my Bluetooth just decided to give up on me? Turn on my computer today and try to connect my headphones only for the Bluetooth symbol to vanish. When I checked my device and printer settings and checked the Realtek Bluetooth adapter, it said Windows has stopped this device because it reported problems. Code 43. That usually means the power thing. Code 43 is usually a power thing I found in my travels. Not really a tech person. Don't really have any clue to fix this. The Bluetooth was working just fine just the night before, and I haven't downloaded anything new. Okay, so Windows no longer does clean shutdowns by default, by the way, this whole hibernation thing that we've talked about. So this person did a shutdown but had the hibernation thing selected, which is the fast startup. And so when they did a restart, it didn't actually do that, or when they did a shutdown, it actually didn't shut down. It went into like a hibernation state. If you do a restart, which has been the opposite of everything that Windows has been. If you do a restart, it actually will clear out cache files, clear out files, which then also refreshed the driver device files because his computer had gone to sleep a number of times, which then allowed the Bluetooth to come back. Again, kind of turning it off, turning it back on again, but if you turn it off and turn it back on again, it goes to hibernation, it doesn't work. What are you supposed to do? Well, the next step now is to restart, because restarting actually does the shutoff that you wanted to do when you turn it off, but when you turn it off, it went to a hibernation state because that was selected in the submenus that you didn't even have any part of. And people wonder why computers are frustrating. No problem. No problem. Easy stuff. Easy stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just before we go on to the end, I'm just going to use that as the last one here. I just want to thank everybody for, we're going to be here next week for our New Year's Eve. Nothing super different, just another show, but it'll be on New Year's Eve because of the dates. But I just want to give it a moment and thank everybody for the warm wishes, the amazing emails you guys have been sending, the calls, and just the love. We've been doing this for years, and it's kind of cool that it fell on tonight. For tomorrow, everyone hopefully is going to have some family and do some things, and everyone's going to be safe and take deep breaths and be with loved ones. And if you're not with loved ones, or if you're with people that are a little tough, just try to give them the space they deserve, the space that you deserve, and just do what you can to bring back to center so that everyone can just have a good mental day. But I just want to say thank you. And everyone stay cool out there, and just keep being yourselves. I just really appreciate everyone for listening and being a part of our world here at KSQD and in my world for this show. And we're going to keep it up, and we're going to keep doing it until I'm going to keep doing it. That's right. So again, if I missed your call tonight, you can always reach me by email, Luigi, Luigi at ksqd.org, or you can hit me on my shop, Luigi at pleasurepointcomputers with an s.com. Remember to tune into the Computer Man Show Tuesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. here on 90.7 FM, K-Squid, KSQD. I'd like to thank all my listeners and my callers. Thank you, KSQD, Sandy Stone, Howard Feldstein, Rachel Goodman, David Kibrick, John Sandage, all of Santa Cruz, Nicholas Tesla, the Wasp, Mr. Jason, the Torvalds, and of course, the humble Electron, my good friend. Thank you again, Santa Cruz. I'm your Computer Man here on K-Squid, KSQD 90.7 FM, and online at ksqd.org. Stay tuned right here for Be in the Night. I hope you all have a positively charged evening. Until next time.
I am the computer man. I can do anything you can. I am the computer man. I can do anything you can. Computer man,